How's it going, everybody? Spastic Nerd here, and welcome to No Man's Sky, the very first topic, I guess, on my channel about No Man's Sky. This is the first episode, or the first video I'm going to do on No Man's Sky, and it's going to be revolving around the Day Zero patch that they released on August 8th. So everything's already on August 9th, where you get your PS4 version and download it. Anyways, so I got it all loaded up here, and Sean Murray, the creative director of the game, of Hello Games, he is the one who wrote this out. Warning, there is some spoilers if you haven't played the game yet. They're not major ones, it's more game mechanics and stuff like that, but you'll see as time goes on. So I'm just going to warn you, when I get into reading off what they've all added in and all that, it might spoil some of the stuff at the beginning for you, okay? So, you have been warned. Alright, so Update 1.03, August 7th. Hello Games will continually update No Man's Sky this way. This is the first of many. We expect future updates like this to continue to be free. So that is right, guys. Right there, where it says we expect future updates like these to continue to be free. So it's like a GTA thing. They're going to be releasing updates for free. I'm sure there's going to be microtransactions or like buying planes and stuff like that, or you know, there's going to be something along the lines of that. I'm sure. I mean, they got their business. They got to make money somehow. But I like this style. If you had an early copy of the game somehow, your save data will technically work post-update, but you will miss out on the new content experience if you don't delete your save file before updating. Should be obvious why from the notes below. We highly recommend deleting your save if you have played it before updating your game. We won't do this in the future, but it's a Day Zero update. So basically they're saying anybody who played it before, they added like a lot of cutscenes and stuff like this at the beginning. Basically those people who continue where they played in the whoever got the game early, they can continue where they left off, or delete that save and then get all the new stuff like that at the beginning, yada yada yada. So it's up to those people. I got the game on day launch, so I didn't have to worry about that. Servers will be wiped on Sunday, and again Monday. It will lead up to launch. So I just want to point out, I've been playing this game, and it's smooth as hell. I mean, there's really no like logging in onto the internet, but you know you're online because you can, you know, see other people's stuff, I guess, kind of. I'll explain what I mean by that, but yeah, I don't know. There's no like logging into anything. You don't have to create an account with anything. Like, it's just very seamless. It feels like it's offline, but it's online, which is weird, which is awesome about this game because they have an offline mode. So technically, if you were gonna go play this somewhere, bring it to a friend's house, and you don't want to connect to their internet or yada yada yada, you could play this game, you know, without internet, which some games aren't doing as of late. And I applaud this game for doing that, because it really shows that it can still be super fun, being just a single player game, which it is anyways. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Beware, these notes contain some spoilers. Like I said, here are some things our little team has been up to for the last 4 to 5 weeks. The 3 paths. There are now new unique paths you can follow throughout the game. You must start the game on a fresh save. So if you got the game early and you had a save and you're continuing, you would have to delete that one and start new on Day Zero. That's what they mean. With the patch, as early choices have significant impact on what you see later in the game and the overall experience. So I did not know this, but depending on how in the beginning your ship is crashed and you have to fix it. Now, depending on how you go about that to go get your materials and all that, whether you're shooting down sentinels, if you shoot them down and get resources that way, or you can go and mine them all, or you can get it from animals from feeding them, stuff like that. I believe there's, or explorer, researcher, and fighter, I think, are the 3 classes. Or there might be 4, I'm not sure. Anyways, the universe. We've changed the rules of the universe generation algorithm. Planets have moved, environments have changed biomes, galaxies have altered shape, all to create greater variety earlier. Galaxies are now up to 10 times larger. So yeah, so all that crap people have been saying that you can beat this game in like 30 to 60 hours, take that times 10 now, because Yeah, because when people were playing this before this patch, the universe was a lot smaller. Now it's going to take like 300 hours to get to the center of the universe. It's going to be like completing the whole game of Skyrim, basically, is how long it's going to take for you to get to the center of the universe, roughly. I mean, that's give or take of how long you explore and all this, and you know, depending on how you play the game. So I nearly crapped my pants when I saw this, because I'm like, oh my god, there's going to be no end to this game. There's no way I'm going to beat it. Diversity. Creatures are now more diverse in terms of ecological and dynasties on planets or something like that. Planets. We have added dead moons, low atmosphere, and extreme hazard planets. Extreme hazards include blizzards and dust storms. That's pretty dope. Atmosphere. Space. Nighttime and day skies are now 4 times more varied due to new atmospheric system which reflect. I can't. It's hard to read because it's so small. Which refracts light more accurately to allow for more intense sunsets. Scroll down here. I'm sorry if you guys are lost. I'm sorry. That's my bad. So we're starting here. Planet rotation. Play testing has made it obvious people are struggling to adjust to this during play, so its effect has been reduced further. So the planet used to rotate a lot faster, so these planets actually rotate, BTW, but they used to rotate a lot faster in the previous build before this patch, and it was messing people up because it would literally, they'd be flying and they would have to keep turning because the planet would be turning too fast. So they definitely slowed that down, and I can definitely tell because it doesn't seem like it's moving at all now. Where was I? Terrain generation. Caves up to 128 meter tall are now possible. That is ginormous, guys. If you don't know how tall that is, just compare that to just type that in on Google and it'll tell you like what items are like that compared to like the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that. I'm not sure what it's compared to, but that is tall because I was doing some research and I saw some images, and yeah, it was huge. Geometric anomalies have been added. Underwater erosion now leads to more interesting seabeds. Clutch. Ship diversity. A wider variety of ships appear per star system and are available to purchase. That's what I was talking about as the add-on content and stuff like that. But I think they're talking about in-game here are able to be purchased. So like when you go to the star system bases in the game, you can fly to these bases and then you can have a bunch of NPCs fly in and stuff like that, and you can talk to them and you can buy their ships and stuff like that. So if you have played the game, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, that's what they mean by you're able to purchase. Cargo and installed technology now vary more, and ships have more unique attributes. That's cool. I mean, I didn't play the game beforehand, so it must have been really boring before. But yeah, what they do now with some of the ships and stuff like that is pretty sweet. Inventory. Ships' inventories now store 5 times more resources than per slot. I'm glad because you can barely hold now. Just saying. Just a heads up. They're saying it's 5 times more. If they didn't have this patch, you wouldn't be able to hold anything. Suit inventories now store 2.5 times more per slot. Basically, they're talking about the stackability. So if you collect so much of a certain item and stacks on top of each other, and that's what they mean. They're not actually talking about like all the certain slots you have, but one slot can hold more of the same item. That's basically what they're talking about. This encourages exploration and gives freedom from the beginning. We are probably going to increase this even further in the next update for people in the latter game phases and will allow greater trading potential. That is so true. Trading. Trading is deeper. Star systems and planets each have their own wants and needs based off their galactic economy. So yeah, so you can go to different star systems and certain items are going to be like hot, like the high demand, so they'll sell bigger. So like you can be in one star system, you can sell plutonium for like 89 units. Well, then you can go to a different star system and it'll be worth like 120 because it's in high demand, and you can sell it there and make a bigger profit. So that's what they mean by that. Observing these is the key to successful training. We are still working on adjusting this based on how everyone plays, but all training values have been rebalanced across the galaxies, giving a deeper depth. A bunch of trade exploits were uncovered and have been removed. Yeah, there's a lot of exploits before, and it looks like, honestly, I can't find a single bug in that game right now. It looks pretty good. Feeding. Creatures now have their own diet based on the planet and the climate. Feeding them correctly will yield different results per species, such as mining for you, protecting the player, becoming pets, alerting you to rare loot, or pooping valuable resources. So yeah, these creatures eat like iron, or they eat copper and all this stuff, and they could probably poop out kind of the same thing or eat something better and all that stuff. So that's what they mean by that. I mean, that it doesn't take a science genius to figure that out, but yeah. Survival. Recharging hazarded protection requires rare resources, making shielding shards useful. Storms can be deadly. Hazard protection and suit upgrades have been added. Liquids are often more dangerous. Yeah, I've witnessed all of this, so yeah, that is 100% true. Graphical effects, lighting and texture resolution have been improved. Shadow quality has doubled. Temporary AA anti-aliasness, I think it didn't make it in this time, but it is so close. So probably next patch we'll have the temporal anti-alias. We'll have the whole thing in there. That's gonna make the game look 10 times better, shadow-wise. It's gonna look really good. Those caves are gonna look magnificent is what I meant. Balancing. Several hundred upgrades have had stat chains mainly my bad, exosuits and ships, but also weapons. New upgrades have been added. Sweet. Combat. Auto aim and weapon aim have been completely rewritten to feel more gentle in general, but stickier when you need it. Sentinels now alert each other if they haven't been dealt with quickly, so if you haven't shot them down quickly. Quad and walker, so like AT-ATs from like Star Wars kind of thing, they'll come and evade you, is now much more challenging. Even, and then this is Sean Murray talking, even I struggled with them without a powered up weapon. So yeah, just don't get in trouble right at the beginning because you don't have a weapon to be able to take on those things. Space combat. Advanced techniques have been introduced, like brake drifting, which is sweet, and critical hitch, which is, I haven't witnessed that yet, I guess. Maybe I have, I don't know. Bounty missions and larger battles now occur. That is sweet. Bounty missions are so cool, because you'll be flying, and all of a sudden you'll just see this one jet just fly right by, and you can chase him down and get his booty, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways. Pirate frequency has been increased. That has increased, and it sucks. Because they're so powerful and they just beat your ass, man. And once you, literally, if a pirate kills you, they steal all your crap. I mean, that's stored in your ship. I mean, you keep what's on you, but anything in your ship, you're screwed. And that blows. That really blows. That happened to me once already. As well as difficult depending on your cargo. Yeah, so if you have more rare stuff on in your cargo on the plane, the more difficult the AI pirates are, which really sucks. Scroll down. Alright, exploits. Infinite warp cell exploits and rare good training exploits, among others. People using these cheats were ruining the game for themselves, but people are weird and can't stop themselves. Oh well. Stability. Foundations for buildings and super large planets. Resolve several low repro crashes, in particular when players warp farther than 256 light years in one session. Was possible due to the warp cell exploit. So yeah, the game would crash if somebody were to warp 256 light years in one session. And obviously that's not possible unless you have that warp cell glitch they had in the previous builds. Space stations interiors are more varied. Bars and trade rooms and hydroponic labs have been added. I haven't witnessed any of that. You need a key card to figure that out. Networking. Now this is cool. You guys ready? Networking. Ability to scan solar systems or star systems other players have discovered on the galactic map, increasing the chance of collision. Star systems discovered by other players appear during galactic map flight. So this is really cool because basically you can scan the galactic map and it'll show all the nearest planets that have been discovered by other players. I used it and there's nobody beside me, so it kind of works and it kind of doesn't because it's so massive that you just don't see anything anyways. But yeah, literally you can scan for other players that have discovered other planets and stuff like that, which is really cool. Ship scanning for points or interests on your ship now is possible. Building generates earlier and show up in the ship scans. Flying over terrain, popping and shadow artifacts have been reduced. Generation speed has increased twofold. Planets with large bodies of water have been targeted in the next update, which is sweet. Writing. So this is the writing of the story. The Atlas path has been rewritten by James Swallow, writer on the Deus Ex, and me, Sean Murray. I think it speaks an overarching theme of players' freedom now more clearly. Early mission text has been rewritten to allow multiple endings. So that means there's several endings to a game that is so massive and so long anyways. It's just going to be insane. So that is going to be freaking amazing. So I'm excited for this game, man. It's really, really exciting. So anyways, to wrap things up, guys, yeah, so he literally just went and took the time that he could have went and celebrated that the game went gold and all this. He actually took the time, he asked his team and all this to come and make the new update, so they had something really to show for the first, the very first day of launch. And I think it went over well. I think all these were really necessary updates that really put the game over the edge. Again, it's not, a game is not for everybody, but I'm going to tell you this right now that it gets repetitive because the solar systems, they say they changed. The only thing that really looks different is pretty much the number of planets that are in a star system. I know I say solar system and star system, but I would say they're the same thing. I mean, I wouldn't go ranting about that they're two different things. I would say they're roughly the same. Anyways, yeah, so it's just the game gets a little repetitive, and the fact that they made the galaxies 10 times larger now, it kind of, I don't know, it's one of those things that just, it's like, why even bother trying to get there now if they made it so massive? So, I don't know. This ain't a review, but this is what the patch update was. I don't know, I like the game right now, but like I said, it gets stale. I'm on my 5th solar system or star system now or something like that. And it's, you see different species and stuff like that, which make things interesting. But hope you guys like this patch update video, and yeah, expect more No Man's Sky here on this channel. I know I'm gonna be playing it a lot. I'll probably try and live stream too. If you liked the video, hit a like, comment what you want next, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.